Guys, this video I'll be talking about keto diet and how to know if you're really in ketosis, and make sure to watch the whole video because at the end I'm gonna describe to you how I make my famous cabbage that's filled with MCT. Stay tuned. Let's get into it. Basically, the keto diet is a low carb, high fat diet. Now, the difference between a regular low carb, high fat diet is that you actually want high fat. Low carb diets are usually just low carb, and a lot of people eat a lot of protein, which is what's going to take you out of ketosis, which is what you want to be in when you're on the keto diet. That's the main differentiate between a keto diet and a low carb, high fat diet. Ketosis is when your body is producing ketones. So ketones are produced when you have a high fat diet and a low carb intake. Once you have the low carb intake and the high fat, your body stops relying on glucose for energy. And when the body stops relying on glucose for energy, and glucose is just sugar, which carbs is broken down into sugar and turns into glucose and then is used for energy. So when your body is low on glucose for energy, it then produces ketones, and this is what starts to burn fat. So a lot of people will tell you that in order to get in ketosis, you have to be in between 25 and 50 grams of carbs a day. For most people, this will put you in ketosis, but it's not guaranteed to put you in ketosis. Everyone's production of ketones level is different. So the only real way to know that you're in ketosis is to actually check your ketone levels. And there's 3 ways you can do this. One is through urine. So there's strips, and you pee in a cup just like you would take a drug test, except you're testing for ketones. And then they take a strip, they put in the pee, and then it'll change colors. There's a color chart, and depending on the color that the strip turns up to, that's the amount of ketones that your body is producing. In order to be in ketosis, you can be as minimal as 0.5, and the highest amount that's safe is a 3. So between 0.5 and 3 will put you in ketosis. The urine sample tests for acetoacetate. That's what the urine will show in a urine test to show if you have ketones. Now, the most efficient way to check your ketone level is through a blood meter, blood ketone meter, which is basically, it's the same test that diabetics take. So you prick your finger, it bleeds, you put it on this monitor, and the monitor will tell you your ketone level. That's the most efficient way because it calculates the BHB, beta hydroxybutyrate levels in your body, and this is the most predominant production of ketones in your body. The third way to do this is through a breathalyzer, like you would do if you were drinking alcohol and got pulled over. They'd give you a breathalyzer. So this tests the acetone amount that you breathe out. The higher the acetone level, the further you are into ketosis. So the ketogenic diet is basically low carb, high fat, moderate protein. The reason you want moderate protein is because a substantial amount of protein can knock you out of ketosis, because that protein can be transmitted into glucose also. So that's why they say moderate protein. You really don't want to be high in protein. The typical percentage of ketosis is 80% fat, 15% protein, and 5% carbohydrates. In order to stay in ketosis, you want to be at this percentage level. So it's very high fat, and a lot of people skip out on the very high fat part, and they lower their carbs, but then they're really high in protein. They get a lot of vegetables, but they forget to get those real healthy fats. And you get those fats from avocados, MCT, which is a multi-chain triglyceride, which comes from coconut oil, which is probably the best. Coconut oil and avocado is probably the best fats that you can get. It also comes from macadamia nuts, which is also a great source of fat. So if you want to get high in fats, use the avocado, use the coconut oil, use the macadamia nuts. And a lot of people use what's called an MCT oil, which is just a multi-chain triglyceride supplement. And that comes completely MCT oil. I don't use supplements. I really don't suggest supplements because you can get it from coconut oil. And I just made a recipe today that I'll share with you guys. It was excellent. It tasted delicious. So here we go. You get coconut oil. You put it in a frying pan. You let it simmer. You slice up some bacon. You put the bacon in there. You put some sea salt and some black pepper, ground black pepper, and you let that simmer in there until the bacon starts getting ready. And then you chop up cabbage and you let it soak in the frying pan, and you wait till it gets soft and all the oils mix in with the cabbage and the bacon and everything, and it tastes delicious. It was the most delicious cabbage I've ever had. So for those of you thinking about going on the keto diet, check out my other video, what is lazy keto and is it effective? It's definitely effective. I go into what lazy keto is. It's pretty similar to regular keto, but the real difference between a real keto diet, a ketogenic diet, is the production of ketones. And the only way to know if you're actually in ketosis is if you check your ketone levels through the 3 methods that I just mentioned, which is urine, blood, and breath. So I hope this helped you guys. I'll be making more videos to help you guys understand how keto works and what it can do for your body, what it can do for your brain, what it can do for your life. Keep watching, like, subscribe, comment, share. Thank you, and I will see you next time.